It's time for Live on Lockdown once again, and this is one of the riders I've been dying to talk to on this format, not just because of what went down the last couple of days, but also because just one of the coolest dudes out there, very chilled, very relaxed. Our pleasure to introduce Charan Moore. Welcome to Live on Lockdown, brother, from all the way up on the borders of Lesotho, Lady Brand.
So, dude, what's happening?
Oh, I haven't even turned off my microphone on the laptop here. Charan, yeah, we're all good this side, brother. It's great to see you. And look at those colors. It looks like a different brother. Firstly, our biggest congratulations from our side here at Hollywood. Cannot believe you got the factory ride after all these years. Well done, man.
No, thanks, Matt. It's been a long time coming. It's like one of those dreams you kind of reach for and really hope is going to come one day. And it's finally here. It's kind of like a surreal feeling. It just doesn't feel like it's happened. You know, I've got a bike. It's all kitted out, got all the gear, but it just doesn't feel real yet. I want to get racing and, go and experience this feeling. So, yeah, super stoked and grateful for this opportunity.
Obviously, this came about because of what and who you are. You're that guy that's just so relaxed, super approachable. If you win, you celebrate. If you lose, you celebrate. You don't seem fussed at all. But last year, something clicked. Something changed. What was it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long slug. It's 12 years on the trot racing. Started out as like such a rookie, not knowing anything at 16, and just grinded away for years and years. Started out like fun and like a big jaw, and slowly got more and more serious. And I think last year, just halfway through the season, I had a crash early in the season again, and it just like things started to come together. It started to get a bit more comfortable on the bike, and I think biggest thing, I got my mindset right. I really decided what I wanted to do, and the plan last year was to work towards this year. And I couldn't be more stoked with how things are going.
You were, certainly for most of my time knowing you, you were a blue dude. You were Yamaha through and through, forever and ever, amen. And then last year you hooked that deal with Roost KTM, and it was a good fit. You could see it straight away.
Yeah. No, it's you kind of get stuck in what's normal for you. And for so long, we had been Yamaha riders, and you just get stuck in that norm. And it finally became had the opportunity to start testing the KTMs. And in the beginning, it was difficult just to get comfortable, but just once I got comfortable, everything kind of worked together, and the results show that. It's been cool. And and also the hard work that you put in, that it makes a massive difference at the end of the day.
Last year, I mean, we've got the shots lined up here. Towards the end of the year, I think it was Carltonville, to show some real big pace at the GXCC. It was only the Dart that actually beat you at that event, but you started to show good form. You've had bad luck at the GXCCs. I don't know if the elbows up format doesn't suit you, but on paper, it really should, because you like motocross, you like ISDE, you like pinning it, but maybe just that crazy format of racing in the dust gets a little bit wild sometimes.
You know what I actually figured out now, beginning of this year, is beginning of every season, I come into the races with this huge expectation of where I think I should be, of this idea that I have to be in the front, or I have to be something. And it's always this expectation. And I think that pressure is the wrong thing to go into the racing with. So if you look over the past 3 years, the first couple races, I end up having a big crash, and it's not ideal. So happened again this year, and it really got me thinking, and I had a long look into it, and figured out that you need to get rid of that expectation and just, give yourself the opportunity to actually do what you can do. And that, I think, is what's proving the difference for me this year.
That last round of the Nationals, we've got the shots on screen of the Carltonville event, but let's just have a quick chat about coming into that last National of the season, because you were very much just, there's no other way of saying it, absolutely no pressure on you at all. The goofball arrived, but the speed was there, and the goofy, and it just all came together as the perfect package. Seemed like everyone else felt the pressure, everyone except you.
Yeah, well, that's a funny story as well. It was a double header. So on day one, I actually had an issue with my clutch. Pinched a seal on the clutch and had no clutch starting time trial. Eventually kind of got it right and started the race. Had no clutch a couple Ks into the first race. So it was like a disastrous first day.
I
And
remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
that kind of like took the pressure off for the second day, because now it was like, okay, cool. I won. Now day two, I'm just going to go out and have a great ride. Ended up winning time trial and was out front where I'd never been before, and kind of got like overwhelmed by it to a certain extent, and let Jared come past. He was hauling that first lap, and I thought, geez, there's no way I've got the pace to keep up with him. Let him past and sat behind him for the rest of the race. So it was a good learning curve. But also, yeah, just that first step in realizing that I don't need that pressure and expectation on myself. I know I have the ability and the skill, and made a massive decision to put in hard work mid last year, and it's really starting to pay off now.
That last day, that last race, and I've got to say, probably that last lap must have been the most whooped out terrain you have ever ridden at that speed.
It was crazy, but it was good, man. That bike hooked up so well. I was riding the EXC Enduro bike and had that thing dialed in, and it honestly didn't feel too bad. Maybe I was just fresh from not having raced the day before completely, that I had some power left in me. But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. The terrain there was good, and the rougher it gets and the harder it gets, the more I enjoy it. So it's good. Hopefully we can have some more rough races like that.
Like you say, like something like 16 years, something daft like that, where you've been behind the bars. But the mixture of what you've done through those years has made you the rider you are now. Motocross, enduro, ISDE, cross country. I don't know what else you've raced. You've raced everything, man.
Yeah, I've been around the block. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's just, you take it back to basics, and the reason we're racing bikes is because we love it. We've got a passion for it, and I'm just trying to get back to that, because you get so distracted by what the industry says you have to be. You have to win races, you have to do this, you have to do that. And, at the end of the day, I just love riding bikes, and I'm trying to get back to that. And, if you really just do something you love and enjoy it and do it for the right reasons, everything comes together. I mean, this ride came out of nowhere for me, to be honest. I got a call from Francisco one day asking me, what's up? Because this year I was ace out. I was doing everything on my own. I made that decision that I was going 100% into racing for the cross-country championship. I was going to, dedicate everything to it. And bought a bike, no help from anybody. And just, I wanted to go racing. Ron and them, I think times are getting tight for everybody. And, Ron and them really helped me last year. And I'm sure they would have helped again this year, but everything was a little bit delayed, like how things go. So I committed. I went, reaping the rewards of it, I guess.
I love the stories of privateers getting the factory ride. It very rarely happens nowadays. There's not many seats available at the table, and it's a tough situation. I mean, let's go to GXCC round number 1 this year. I mean, there's faces there that we haven't seen for a long time. Factory pros from back in the day, Charan Moore, Mikey Pentecost. Those guys were salaried racers, and they're privateer ordinary Joes just doing their own thing this year again.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everything, can change so quickly. It's, you go from hero to zero, or you decide to take a break, or, just life happens and things change. But at the end of the day, we've all got racing at heart. And a guy like Mike Pentecost can come off the couch out of the gym and be fast. No one loses their talent. They just take a break from it. I guarantee you, anyone that used to be fast comes back and puts in a little bit of effort into it, and they're going to be right there. You might be a little bit down on skills and race time, but I mean, you can all put it together.
These are the shots that are running coming out of GXCC round number 1. That first half of lap number 1 was pretty good, Charan? But the second half, not so good.
Yeah, it couldn't have gone any better, man. I didn't get the best jump off the line, but I'd walked those first couple corners and got my lines dialed, knew when to cut and when to pull in, and made some good moves. And by the end of that tight section, I was out front and just felt comfortable. Like I tried not to push. I tried to ride like comfortably. And after like 30 Ks, I probably pulled about 2.5 minutes on second place, long enough to crash like 50 meters away from my bike and pick it up and finish the first lap still in front with the fastest lap time. So It was good, bad. Again, I think that race really helped me get my mindset 100% right for the rest of the year. And that was, again, learning. I don't need expectations. I don't need to have to win or be there. I just need to go and do my thing.
I'll just stay on the GXCCs for a second. Obviously, we like to get the feedback from all the levels of riders. You've raced years and years of GXCCs. I can't remember if you did some of the GOCs before that, but you certainly got a lot of experience down in the pits. What was your feeling on the new management and the new layout and style of the 2020 season of the GXCCs coming out around number one?
Really cool. Hey, the guys put in so much effort into the event. I think there's small things that they need to learn and pick up on. Just like little teething issues, like anyone that takes over something new. But I mean, the marking was excellent. The amount of effort they put into the route, the efforts and the spectacle that they created was really, really cool. It's like taking it to that next level. I just hope it's sustainable. But it's the racing is the best in the country. I think the GXCC, the system they've got, what they took over from Lawrence, and how they've adapted to running it. It's on par with the GXCCs last year. Like I say, just small things that they need to pick up on, and with the marking and that. And it's, as like someone that's done lots of races, you pick up really quickly whether the consistency of the corner markers are there or not. And it's like small things like that they need to pick up on. But at the end of the day, it was still like a perfect event, and you like being picky on what Lawrence put together. And I mean, he's got so much experience and he's passed a lot of it on. And after one or two events, they'll have that thing so dialed. But yeah, good. Great series, great events, and a great bunch of people putting them together.
Cool feedback, man. And obviously they're listening in because they've got big ears, and they do take everything on. Every rider that's given good, bad, or ugly, they do take it under their belt. So I'm quite excited to see what is going to be on the other side of this hole for all of us. Let's talk about
even me.
roof. Yeah, dude. I mean, I just want to go riding. Even I want to go riding, and I suck. So let's talk about what happened just a couple of months back. Not even a couple of months back. Month and a half back in Lesotho. Opening round of the national series, and Lesotho is a tough place to win a national off-road. It caught out so many big guns last year. Not everyone got injured. The guys that took the big risks got injured, and you had a smooth run, and that obviously gave you the cheese. We'll talk about Roof in a second, but let's just talk about the national that went down, and obviously that was a key element in you getting that shirt that you're wearing right now.
No, for sure. Look, Lesotho has always been my home. It's where I learned to ride. It's very difficult to go fast there. Everyone thinks of Lesotho as somewhere where it's ultra extreme and rocks everywhere and that, but there's a different element to Lesotho, and that's the lowlands riding. It's super dangerous. You try and go 6-gear pinned, and you're going to end up in hospital very, very quickly. You have to be super sharp. You have to pay attention. No flat out over blind rises. You never know what's over the next hill. So, understanding that and understanding you need to go 20% less intensity to go 20% faster. And, that's something I've learned riding there for the past 20 years. So going into it, I was really confident and I knew I had the ability. And again, after the crash at the first GXCC, which was the weekend before, which was not ideal, and then obviously being involved organizing was a massive stress. I didn't have anything to do with the route. Ulti took care of that 100%. Didn't mark it. We had a small briefing, beginning of the year, just to discuss what the idea was and where we were planning on going. But all of that coming together, I just knew I had what it takes to do it. And when I started riding on that day, I just let go of everything and rode my bike. It wasn't about winning. It wasn't about, beating anyone else. It wasn't about a championship. It wasn't about anything. It was just, I've put in all the hard work. I'm going to go ride my bike and have a good time.
Just to get into that beautiful place. Yeah, man. I mean, the flatlands at Lesotho, those washaways, things sneak up on you big time. Let's talk about Roof for a second. I mean, that's really the last time you and I hung out properly, and it was a party. It really was. There was some stress. It was tense, but every day ran butter smooth, and the feedback was just huge. I can't wait for Roof to happen again. What was now that we can actually look back 4 months ago, almost now, and say, how was Roof? What has been the feedback from local, the industry, and the international dudes?
Look, Matt, I don't think the event could have gone any better for us. It's honestly, we were expecting a couple of little issues here and there. It's our first time really doing it full out 100%. And, you expect those teething issues. But I think we've just got such a good group of people behind us, the wisdom of our family and the people involved with Laura that have been doing it for so many years. They've got that wisdom that help us make difficult decisions. Then you've got Altus and myself who have the racing experience and have done 10 plus roofs, raced internationally. We've got all that experience. Plus, we're willing to take advice from anyone that gives it. So, all of that coming together gave us a great platform to work towards the roof. And again, through hard work and the team stepping up and getting it together, we were able to execute a good event. Our idea and our plan was just to run through the motions this year and just learn and try and figure it out and limit any issues we had. And we exceeded our expectations massively. And I think those are a lot of people. And the feedback's been awesome. The amount of love and support we got from the entire industry, locally, internationally, and everything. It's been great. And we're very fortunate for it. And, we don't take it for granted. We still noted a couple of things that we want to improve and work on and try and make Roof of Africa even better.
You did that. I mean, you and I were kind of eyeballing each other every single day, not waiting for something to go wrong, but just kind of like feeling it out, the vibe the whole time. And at the end of every day, it was like, okay, all riders made it home. Okay, all the bronzies are in. Okay, everything's still fine. We're good.
Yeah, no, it's so stressful. People don't actually understand that you put months of hard work in, and the smallest little hiccup, a marshal in the wrong place, or a medical emergency or something that you just can't predict happens. Rain, there's so many variables that can turn everything on its head. And to be honest, everything went right, was perfect. I mean, even the weather, it rained before, so there was no dust at the Enduro Cross. It was overcast on Friday, which made riding conditions perfect. Nice and loamy in the mountains, but not wet. And then Saturday, the sun came out and it was a hot, scorching day, which was perfect for spectators. It was like, honestly, the perfect weekend. And, maybe the hard work brings that, you never know, but we're just very fortunate for how it went. And, the harder you work, the luckier you get, I suppose, eh?
Yeah, man, exactly right. You make your own luck. That's how it is in racing. You make your own luck. There's no such thing as a lucky rider. You make it happen. Listen, dude, are you gonna tease us all day? Are you gonna show us the new Boney or what?
I can. Luckily, I don't know how it happened, but Lawrence and them sent me the sticker kit just before lockdown, and it hadn't arrived. So somehow it made it here yesterday. And I mean, I don't think I waited like to get it put on. So
look at that.
Here's the bad boy.
Oh, man. All right. So what are we running?
Fresh.
Which model of the 450 is this one? Which one do you go for?
So this is the AC. It's the cross-country version, perfect for what we're doing. It's the combination between the enduro bike and the motocross bike. So it's just like a little bit more aggressive, to try and go that little bit faster,
Oh, she's fresh, bro. Fresh. Love it.
She's good.
And you literally haven't turned like 1K on this thing yet.
No, luckily I did. I got it just before the lockdown. So I think she's got 5 hours on.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.5 hours. So she's still fresh. I really I'd love to be spending more time on her, but she'll have to wait a couple more weeks until I get to spin some laps on her. But at least she looks fresh.
Say it with me, Charan. Factory fresh.
Talking about, eh? Red plate and all.
Red plate and all. That's what everyone's chasing down. Market. That 73 is going to be tough to catch for the rest of the season. But tell me, what is your training program? You're a kind of rider trainer. You like to just get on your bony. What are you doing behind the scenes? Are you gymming it like Pentecost, or what are you doing?
Yeah, look, Matt, that's actually something that I've been working on a lot over the past 18 months. I started to do a lot of gym work, and I think I've been in the gym 6 days a week for the past 18 months, not taking a break. And not to get ripped or anything. I mean, after 18 months, you think I'd have bigger biceps, but I mean, it's all towards a goal of, getting stronger and getting fitter and trying to win a championship. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and finally decided that it's time. I want to put in the work. So it's more than that, more than just the gym. I've been trying to do 3 a days, gym work up at 5 in the gym for 2 hours, home, breakfast, do some work, try and get out and ride bikes for a couple hours, and then in the evening do some cardio, do a cycle or a run or a ski or something like that kind of thing. So 3 a days is ideal. So it takes its toll, but I mean, like you say, the hard work pays off and brings on the good things.
Yeah, look, I mean, just to wrap things up, the lockdown, it's not good, but I think it was probably the right call from the president. I think he pulled the pin at the right time. I'm fully behind it. It's a tough thing that we're all having to go through, but we're all going through it together. But just looking at what went down around the world, I think he was good to pull the pin this early and try and flatten the curve. And hopefully that's going to help us out to, selfishly, I want to go racing again. So I want this over as quick as possible. And if we have to suffer hard, then we'll suffer hard.
No, for sure. I agree 100% with you. It's a serious situation. And I'm very glad I didn't have to make that decision. It's got so many repercussions. The economy is struggling because of it. Small businesses, everything. Even us hosting events and that, we had to cancel an event. And, our plans for a roof are kind of in limbo until we get a better idea of the direction this thing is going. So, look, I fully support it. And I mean, I'm at home. I've got a brand new bike I'd love to be riding. I want to, there's so much you want to do, but there's more important things. There's a lot more important things than racing. We put a lot of emphasis on it, but, health and safety is number one priority. And we hope that this can, be a thing of the past pretty soon and we can get back to racing. But I mean, number one priority is to make sure everybody's safe.
100%. Charan, that's probably the coolest way to wrap things up. I'm just going to hand the mic across to you. Give a big high five to everyone who's helped you get the big factory shirt on your shoulders, buddy. Well done again from us.
Big high five. Yeah, big high five.
Boom.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, thanks to everybody. It's been a long journey. Huge thanks to Ron and the whole Roost team. They gave me a chance, really made a big difference in my racing. And to everyone on the new team, to Lawrence, to Kev, to Francisca, to Stefan and the whole crew at KTM for giving me this opportunity. It's awesome, KTM associated sponsors. It's to be on.
Yeah, man, I couldn't say it better myself. I think we might be losing Charan there, so we'll say thanks to Charan for that. One of the coolest dudes out there, and cannot wait to see him racing. Cannot wait to see him nail down that #1 plate, and cannot wait to work with him once again up at the roof for the big banger to make roof even greater. That's what the tagline is this year, even greater.
Now we're talking.
Cheers, Charan. Thanks so much. We'll be in touch, buddy. Stay safe, and don't get too tempted on the new beast there. Just keep her locked up for now. We'll give you a green light soon.
Yeah, I'll just keep looking at her. Perving.
Thanks, Charan. We'll see you just now. Okay, so big thank you to Charan there. And I really enjoyed that one. I knew I was going to. He's such a good character, such a cool cat, and great to see him pick up that big red plate on the factory deal. Tomorrow, we're chatting to one of the superstars that's come out, not of nowhere. He paid his dues. He started way at the back of the pack in the GXCCs. He made a name for himself. He started out life as Hippocrates. Year number 2, he became Taki. Taki Bodgiorgis has come out of a privateer deal, full factory, almost a career-ending crash to come back into full fitness and full pace. And we chat to him tomorrow at 2 o'clock, live on Lockdown, about his racing and his new role at Motul. Tune in tomorrow, Thursday, at 2 for Taki, live on Lockdown.